Hello, church family. It's Chaney here. And today's devotion I'd like to share is from Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 7 and 8. And it reads, "Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose trust is the Lord. He is like a tree planted by water that sends out its roots by the stream, and does not fear when heat comes, for its leaves remain green, and is not anxious in the year of drought, where it does not cease to bear fruit." Coronavirus has been a strange time, certainly. One that is probably the first time of experiencing such a time for many of us. And it's been a time of isolation, a time of separation, a time maybe you could call of drought. We've been starved of our normal social interactions with our friends and family, and with our church family as well. And it's at times like these we certainly have come to realize how important it is to have fellowship and just to be able to interact with our friends and family, and our church family as well. But I'd like to draw our attention to the image of this tree planted by the water. Certainly, in order to thrive in periods of drought, a tree needs deep roots and it needs a source of nourishment. And it says here in verse 7 that this stream, that this water is the Lord, and our roots is the trust in the Lord. I certainly think that this time is a time where we can really seek to send our roots more deeply in faith and in trust of the Lord. Certainly, we've come across situations that we may not have had to deal with in the past. Certainly in our church family, we've been praying for people who've had problems with their health, and thankfully we've had lots of answered prayers as well. But it certainly goes to show us how important it is to trust in the Lord, and how that faith can help us to get through very, very difficult and trying times. And it's through these struggles and times of struggle that our roots are forced to go deeper and deeper to search out that water from the stream. Because if our roots are just shallow and superficial, then it's impossible to get the right amount of nourishment needed. And just like that is, sometimes our faith needs to go deeper and deeper, and in those times is actually when we get to experience the depths and of God's grace and mercy to us. These deep roots will allow us to bear fruit, and certainly the fruits of the Spirit come to mind, and they are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And perhaps as we look upon our lives, maybe some of these fruits have been our lives, but maybe there are some areas which haven't. And God wants us to be able to bear these fruits, certainly in our daily lives, in our interactions with our family, and those who we might be coming across in our lives. But fundamentally, all of this requires for ourselves to be replenished and restored. And that only comes from having a deep and meaningful and certainly honest relationship with God. one that completely depends on Him and looks away from ourselves and places all of our trust in Him. So let us be that kind of person, a person who trusts in the Lord, whose trust is the Lord, to be trees planted by water with deep roots that does not fear and remains green and bears fruit regardless of any circumstance that we might come by. So take care and God bless.